time we have for the movie, so I want to make sure you guys get back to classes sometime, right? And if you can't hear me in the back there, just wave your hand, because I have sort of a low voice. But I'm glad to be invited to speak to you today. I hope what I share with you will be more than just inform you, but that it would challenge you. That rather than bore you, I would inspire you. And finally, not only that you will listen to what I have to say, but you'll be motivated to do something with your lives, with your time, with your energy, your resources, to help orphan, abandoned, and abused children in the world. Many years ago, I was a student at a prep school in Connecticut similar to this one. I won't tell you the name because I don't want to be booed at the beginning of my speech, but at the time it was all boys school just like this. Its name also started with an S, so you can probably guess where I went. My focus was on sports, girls, and academics marginally. I was a day student, so I got to see more girls than you probably do. But I certainly had no knowledge of orphan children, except maybe when I was at Sunday school class at church. Life back then was simple. No internet, no cell phones, 3 main channels on TV, and if you wanted to learn about something, you read a book or looked it up in the encyclopedia. We were not connected to the world or even aware of things that are happening in third world countries, unless there was a massive flood or famine that killed tens of thousands. Today you can have Facebook friends in almost every country in the world, and chat or FaceTime with people in the farthest reaches of civilization. How does this help us? For one, it makes us aware that there is vast differences in the lives and conditions where people live. Today I'm here to speak on behalf of some of these people. I want to talk about the orphan children in the world. In the Bible, the word for orphan is the same word as for fatherless. If you are fatherless in a third world country, you're not entitled to any inheritance. If you are fatherless, you will probably be solely dependent on your mother or other relatives. But the reality is that 75% of people in these countries earn less than $4 a day. Women in these societies many times are marginalized, and if not married, looked on with suspicion or as potential problems. There are as many as 4 million orphans in Africa alone, and an estimated 110 million worldwide. That's equal to the population of the countries of France and Spain combined. Why isn't this an international news story, or at least a focus of our government, churches, or religious organizations? Probably because we look at the problem as too big, or we do not have many of these children in our backyards. My life has taken me into the backyards of many of these children. Many years ago, when my children died in a car accident, my wife and I were suffering deeply. We did not feel comfortable staying around places where everyone wanted to just feel comfortable, to just do it for the thrill in the moment. We started a journey that first took us to Ghana, Africa, to visit homes for the blind and the deaf, orphanages, and even a leprosarium. We felt the suffering of people firsthand, live and face to face. People dying without good medical care, street children in Uganda who roam the streets at night sniffing glue. We talked with these children and asked them, why are you sniffing glue? Why are you out at night? They told us they sniff glue because it helps alleviate their hunger pains and takes away their appetites. They search in the garbage at night because the police don't bother them at night and they won't be beaten. These children don't have fathers, and their mothers can't offer them a better life than the one they find in the streets. There are many children suffering today. My wife and I have been in the Sudan, where Joseph Kony was raiding villages, killing innocent people and terrorizing them into giving up their boy children to become child soldiers, and then raping the young daughters before they left. We've been in the Ukraine, where children slept outside in freezing temperatures, huddled with wild dogs to stay warm, and some of them not waking in the morning. Where I was solicited by 10-year-old girls for sex so they could have $2 for food. You and I are very fortunate to be born in this country, or into a family that can afford us, into a family that can afford to send you to a school like this. Maybe you can't afford it, but you have a scholarship. You too are very fortunate. So what should we do with our good fortune? If we have money, should it be our priority to accumulate more and more money? Will we be happier if we have more and more things, but we forget the poor, the orphans, and the widows? If there's a God, do we have a responsibility to Him? What's important to God? The Bible says that God is a father to the fatherless, that He places them in families. Jesus instructed His disciples to follow Him. Jesus healed the sick. He helped the poor. He told others to do likewise. He said, I came to serve, not be served by others. Have you ever considered that serving was a higher calling than being driven by fame, riches, and power? Being focused on fame, riches, and power is empty and meaningless, according to Solomon, the wisest man in the Bible. He came to the conclusion when he called this all vanity and striving for the wind. My life started out very easy, like many of yours, but I've walked the path of suffering in my later life, and I'm much richer for it. I value life each day and the simple things which are free to all people, things which only God can give, like peace, joy, love, relationships. They all come from God, even if we don't acknowledge Him. I'm a Christian and I have faith that no matter what I face in life, God is with me. It's faith that has brought me to many countries to help children. Every religion recognizes the purity and responsibility of people to help orphans. This summer, some of you will be going to Ghana. You will be going with one of your classmates who has been very fortunate to be able to come to this school. I've been to his school in Ghana, the Right to Dream Academy. It's a fine place. But you'll be able to visit our children's home there in Ghana also, and meet some of our orphans. I'm sure the trip will help change your life as it did mine. In closing, I want to leave you with this thought. When Jesus talked in Matthew about the sheep and the goats, He said that some would not enter His kingdom because they never really followed Him. They never went to visit the prisoners, to care for the sick, or to feed or give water to the poor. And they asked Jesus this question, when did we see you sick or hungry or thirsty or in prison? And Jesus said to them, as you've done to the least of these, you have done it to me. Jesus didn't give people an excuse when people know that they're suffering and chose to do nothing about it. We all have an opportunity in our lives to help those in need. I hope you all choose wisely the things and the people that you follow. Everyone can help one child, and if we do so, all the orphans in the world would have a family. Maybe some of you will help our children in the future. You can save a life if you want to. Thank you, and God bless you.